on another session with asset debt recovery, and we have an interesting topic for you. And with me here, I have my guest, my friend, my I don't want to see the code, don't worry, but she understands. So with me here, I have my guest, Folashade Edon. Good afternoon. How are you doing, Fola?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon, Yanu. Good afternoon, everyone.
So, my fellow viewers, audience, we welcome you to another session today. And today, like I said, we have another interesting topic that we'll be discussing, and Fola will be helping us to, just give us little tips about things we should do. So with me here today, I have our topic, our title tagged loan agencies are using unconventional methods to recover debt from me. What can I do? So it's just so simple like that. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, okay, loan agencies are using different approach that you don't like as a person to, let's say, for you to pay, but you don't like it. So what are the things you can do? So here with me, Fola will be giving us brief ideas on what we can do as an individual, as a body, on when such instances happen. So first of all, let me ask, what does it mean to you, Fola? What does it mean to have an unconventional method? What does it imply?
Okay, thank you very much, Yanu. So I believe all of us are very familiar with the phrase or the word loan sharks. When you go on Twitter these days, you see a lot of people, they get these messages and then they put it on Twitter that, oh, look at what someone sent to me about this particular person, and everybody starts to like bash those companies that send out those messages, and they're like, oh, it's one of those loan sharks, don't mind them, they're crazy people, they're all of that stuff. So I think for me, or like we would all agree that unconventional way of debt recovery, one of those instances is where maybe someone took out a loan from maybe these loan apps, and then probably the person has defaulted, and then you see this the debt recovery agents, they start to send out messages threatening these individuals, defaming them. Some of them even go as far as getting their pictures and putting obituary on it. A lot of very, very weird things actually go down, all in the name of recovering debt from debtors that have defaulted. So I think to me that is an unconventional way of recovering debt, because the ideal thing would be to engage your debtors, talk to them, try to get them to speak up about why they've not been forthcoming on their debt repayment, and then you try to like walk them through debt repayment. Do you understand? Like, for instance, if there's no collateral, then you can try to work out something with them. Okay, can you work towards this? Can I give you this concession? Can I give you this discount if you're able to come up with so amount of money? So that should be the appropriate way of recovering debt. Or at like the worst case scenario should be you suing the debtors, take them to court, because it's a contract. So you take them to court and then get the court to recover your debts for you. But then going to bash their their image or their name, defaming them, is like not the appropriate way to go about debt recovery.
Thank you so much for that, Shade. Like she had said, unconventional methods. She had made a perfect example when you tend to see messages on your phone that, okay, this person said fraudster, he took loan from so and so, he's a fraudster, so don't transact with him, this and that. Those are tagged as unconventional method. So going forward, Fola would also give us a perfect, just little things on we can do when such things happen. Okay, what do you tend to do as a collector, as a debtor? Like, for example, me for instance, a family friend of mine just called out, okay, oh, you took your money from so, you are now tagged a fraudster with my picture all over. Faces, maybe everybody in my family has received the message. Mm-hmm. So what advice do you tend to give me? What should I do? Should I go to police station and report? Mm-hmm. Or what exactly do I have to do to clear my name, as at the same time make them understand that I'm not a fraudster. Okay, let me say I have a little story of a friend of mine who tend to borrow money, and he said when they called him, he told them that you people should go back and tell all the people you've given my message, like the messages to, that I'm a fraudster. You have to go back and reach out to all of them one after the other and tell them that I am not a fraudster. Is that an appropriate method to clear the image, to solve the image?
Okay. So in answering that question, I think the first angle I would come from is the fact that, you know, Nigerians can do too much too. So, you know, recently the trend of loan apps and all of that, you know, it has been very rampant, and it trusts Nigerians to want to like take advantage of that. So first of all, I would advise that, you know, before you take out a loan, be sure as to what you want to use that loan for, and then your repayment plan. Because if you have that, you know, if you have that on ground, then you would most likely not be in default, and you will not find yourself in this circumstance. So going on to answer Yanu's question, now when you have you know, debt recovery agents attack your, you know, defame you, yeah, like, you know, ruin your reputation, send out messages, you know, there are a lot of things you can do. And there are many remedies that you can explore. Actually, you can come from the, you know, civil liability, tortious liability, criminal liability. Okay, so the first thing I'll say is, let's say for instance you get a message and they are threatening you that if you don't do this, you know, we're going to like send this to all your contacts, that you're a fraudster, you are what did they say again? You're a fraudster, like you are a very cunning individual, you are, you know, a lot of things they say,
and nobody should transact with
yes,
you
know,
like that.
All those things. You can just, you know, first of all save those messages, because if you eventually decide to explore, you know, going to court, you would need them as, you know, your proof, your evidence. So I would advise that you first of all save those messages, then you consult a lawyer. Do you understand? So you consult a lawyer, because now they're not really talking about a breach anymore. It's not really about the breach of the contract, it's about defamation. Do you understand? So you approach a lawyer, and then your lawyer, you know, files an action for you. Well, before that, your lawyer can first reach out to them and talk to them. Okay, you guys have done so and so, and our client wants to sue. So what do you guys have to say about this? Should we settle? Settlement in the sense that you send out an apology to everybody you sent those messages to, and then maybe you can even demand that, you know, they pay damages and, you know, let go of their debts, the debt you owe them, because I mean they've committed another injury, like their own injury has overtaken the event of your debt. Do you understand? So maybe you guys can reach, you know, a compromise, and where that is not forthcoming, you can actually go on to sue them. Do you understand? But you know, it might be very unlikely, because you are struggling to pay, you know, your debt, and now you have to pay for a lawyer. So if you're lucky enough to get a lawyer that would, you know, handle your matter pro bono, like the gods have smiled on you. So you can explore court options. That's what I'm trying to say basically. Then in the instance where, you know, the unconventional means tends to be like a criminal liability. Let's say for instance the situation where they put your picture and then, you know, they put obituary. That is a threat to your security, to your life, your right to life as an individual. Do you understand? So you can actually approach the police and petition these people. Like, yes, they are threatening your life, because why would you see me, a living individual, and then you are posting obituary that I am dead? You are misleading the public. Do you understand? Very well, when you post that obituary, some people might actually be misled, thinking that, oh, this person has died, and, you know, this person is dead, and then you know how rumors fly. And then God forbid that in that instance, like, kidnappers kidnap you and then they actually kill you. Do you get? So like it's a lot, you know, it's a lot going down. And really, you may not necessarily blame these debt recovery agents, because they are just trying to recover debt. Many of them have targets, and then they are trying to meet up with those targets, and they just want to tension you and oppress you and make sure that you pay the debt. But in this, in doing that, they're actually attracting liabilities to themselves, and you can sue them, you can petition them, you can do all these things. So the first thing is, don't get into the word fight with them, where you are going back and forth, insulting them, like, you people, you are mad. You know how Nigerians can be. Just document everything they've sent to you. Maybe some of your contacts now that they sent those messages to, you can also get those messages from them as proof, so that when you eventually decide that you want to sue, you can use it as evidence. Do you understand? So yeah.
Okay, lastly, I would like to ask, is there any law enforcing agency, like relation police? And police is not just about, maybe this person saying you defaulted, you fraudster. Can I go to a police station and say, this so number said I'm a fraudster and nobody should engage with me? Or, for example, the instances of them saying obituary, that like known to be a criminal case. Now, apart from, let's say, police, are there any other law enforcement, like, and a body where someone can go make a report, maybe within the state, like, this law agency, they've been threatening me, they've been doing this, they've been defaming my name, and everybody's reaching out, everybody's like, if you borrow money, go and pay. There are some people that when they see the message, they are angry. Like, what's the meaning of this nonsense? I think there was a time like that. I got a message from my friend. Immediately I saw the third name, I knew it was my friend. I had to reach out. I said, what happened? It was like, I don't want to use what the guy said. The guy said, they sent a message that you took money and then you didn't pay. These people that even sent message were not insultive. So I understand that they acted normal. But when my friend was going to ask me, Ian, wait, the picture, was my picture there? I was like, why did you ask? It was like, I want to know so that I will know if the picture they use is fine or not. I was like, God, are you joking right now? You took a loan and these people are already sending messages to your contact. I are still asking me if the picture they used is fine. Like, are you handsome or not? So I was like, see, I don't want to know, just go and claim your. But it's because I'm already used to these people. So I know when I see such messages, I just ignore. But for someone who doesn't really have that mindset, because like my friend, I would say Giron, like when I mean Giron, like he's used to it. So he knows. But for someone who doesn't have that mind at all, is there any agency they can run to, like, I know I devoted, but can you tell these people to stop? Or is there anybody that somebody can just walk up to, government officials basically walk up to, and then they can help solve the issue?
Okay, so I think recently there has been, like, because of the trend, there has been a neighborhood watch, trying to come up with how to address these people. I remember I heard, that some of these loan apps are being closed down, like their operations are being, yes. So I think, of course, with the trend, I'm sure something like that will come up sooner or later, sooner actually. So but for now, the options that I'm aware of, like I said, you can approach a lawyer, then go to court. The court would help you to enforce your rights as an individual. And then where it becomes a matter of threat to your life, you can actually approach security agencies like the police and then write a petition against this individual. So for now, I think those two options are what I know definitely are on ground here for you. So yeah, that's it.
Well, we've had a great session today. Thank you, Falashade, for shedding light on this topic, on what I can do when I started receiving unconventional methods, like messages from loan agency. So our fellow viewers, I want to just drop one or 2 points. As a debtor, once you notice you've defaulted, it's just a tip of advice. When they reach out to you, pick up their calls. You don't have to run. we understand that, okay, you took money, you took a loan and you couldn't pay back. Pick it up, explain reason why you've not been able to pay back. If you've been trying your best, okay, you've make sure you try to send a message ahead of time that, okay, you're going to devote. You can send a mail to their office, hoping they reply. If they don't, if any loan collector calls you, be polite in your manner of approach. You just don't have to blast the person. Even if the person calls to insult you, you can just keep calm, because these are the things. Those calls to are recorded at their end. So I want you also to be mindful of what you will say, so that you won't be like, when the person said you're a fraudster, why did you insult the person back, that you two, you are mad, you are this, you are that, so that you can actually be on the safer side. So when they call you, pick up their call, reach out to them, give them reasons why you couldn't pay, and work towards making your payments. So on this episode of For Asset Debt Recovery, we draw the curtain for today, and we hope to see you same time next week, where we'll have another interesting topic for you. Also, you can check our page for more topics we've done back, so that you can, get yourself right. There are topics that have like what are the major roles of relevant agency. Like we talk about the agency where, like, law offices where you can actually reach out to help recover, to help beg. Let me just use the word beg when you receive such message. So we have
to negotiate concession.
Over your debt. So we have a lot of topics we've talked about. So you can just go to our page and just check one or two topics there and watch. And I can assure you that you will definitely get something tangible. So thank you so much for joining us today. Falashade, do you have anything as we wrap up for today?
Okay, so just we already spoke about the debtors and what they can do. So I would also like to talk to the debt recovery agents. You don't have to go the street way when you want to recover debt. Actually, you can actually engage these debtors, because they're your customers. You engage them, and then you try to be empathetic with them, try to know why they are not forthcoming on the debt, because many a times when you resort to insulting them, they eventually do not even pay the debt. So it's a lose-lose situation for you. So I would advise that you talk them through the process, and many of them would actually, by reason of the way you talk to them, they will feel like, oh, let me actually pay back.
Yeah.
Even if it's in bits, let me just try to pay back. But the good thing is, eventually they would pay up all the debts, and then you would have your money back, and then you still have that good customer relationship with them. So yeah, that's my 2 cents to you guys.
So thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your presence, and we say have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend.